All right, get this. Back in 1945, on a regular farm in Fruita, Colorado, a guy named Lloyd Olson was about to do a pretty normal thing: chop a chicken's head off for dinner. The chicken's name was Mike, nothing special, just your everyday clucky farm bird going about his business. So Lloyd raises his axe, swings down, and boom, the chicken's head comes right off. Except here's where it gets wild. Mike didn't drop dead like you'd expect. Nope. Mike stood there wobbling a little, then just started walking around, headless. Yeah, like some kind of chicken zombie casually strutting around the yard without a head. You'd think this was some sort of prank or fake story, but nope, it really happened. Here's the thing: Lloyd hadn't completely chopped Mike's brain out. The brain stem, the part that keeps you breathing, your heart beating, and apparently can control a bunch of movements, was still intact somehow. So Mike still had enough to survive, even with no head on. Now, since Mike had no beak or anything, Lloyd had to get creative. He couldn't just toss some corn on the ground. Instead, he fed Mike with an eyedropper directly into his throat hole. Yeah, his actual neck hole. Crazy, right? Lloyd also gave him water the same way and cleaned him up. Basically, he kept Mike alive like a bizarre science project. Word about this headless wonder spread fast. Suddenly, Mike wasn't just a chicken, he was a legend. People came from all over to see the chicken that lived without a head. Mike went on tour with sideshows, even made it into Time magazine. He became famous beyond anything you'd expect for a farm chicken. Mike lived like that for 18 months. For a year and a half, no head, still wandering around, trying to peck at the ground, preening just like any other chicken would. Muscle memory kicked in hard for this guy, even without the main control center upstairs. Eventually, Mike's story came to an end in a motel room in Phoenix. One night, Mike started choking on mucus. Since Lloyd forgot to bring the feeding syringe to clear it out, Mike couldn't breathe and passed away. End of the road for the headless chicken. But Mike's legend didn't die with him. To this day, Fruita, Colorado celebrates Mike the Headless Chicken Day. There's a statue, a festival, even races where people dress up with fake chicken heads. Crazy thing is, this chicken made bigger history than lots of people ever do, just by hanging on, headless, refusing to give up. So there you have it. A chicken lost his head and lived for a year and a half, proving that sometimes survival doesn't need a brain, just a stubborn heart and one very persistent brain stem. Who knew chickens were so hardcore?